Good morning. So today I'm gonna go on another off-island adventure, so to one of the out islands. Either I'm just gonna go to Tresco, or I'm gonna go to Tresco and the one next to it called Briar. I'm not sure yet. I have to find out more about it, but yeah, we're gonna have another adventure. So I decided to just go to Tresco. The woman selling the tickets was like, you're gonna want all of your time on Tresco. You kind of get a taste of both if you go to both. But I don't want to feel rushed, and I don't want to feel like I have to get to all these points. So I think I'm just gonna go to Tresco. Well, I know that I am because that's the ticket I bought. So yeah, let's hope that the boat crossing is as easy as it was yesterday. So much seaweed. The water is super low. It's very clear that this dock probably gets covered in water when the tide goes up. See, I think the tide goes up to about there, which means all this would be covered at high tide. So they can only land here at low tide. That's cool. So across the way, that's where I started out yesterday, St. Martin. I was looking across it here, and now I'm looking back. Still kind of amazing how white these sand beaches are. Just doing a little bit of a circuit around the island. We made it to Old Grimsby, which is one of the villages on the island. There's like, I think 4. And this is the little watchtower, or at least the ruins of it, that sits on this little bluff overlooking this little village. So apparently this was a place for people to kind of guard to make sure that nobody would try to invade, because they thought this part of England would be a good base for that. So you can see down to the water. This would have been kind of the main area for them to keep a lookout. There probably would have been cannons here. This would have been a little indoor space. So, a little window. Another little window. I think that looks like a fireplace. Another little window, and this stairs out to that platform. Here's another main road that I'm walking on. That's barely a car width wide. Clearly, it doesn't get a lot of car use. Love it. Interesting. There's like glass in the concrete. Little school. And the church. Check out this super fancy golf cart situation. It's like an electric cart. That's hilarious. I was told that this is like the bougie island, and it's kind of the case. Like, everything's a little bit more manicured here. I walked up and over the island, and this is New Grimsby. So Old Grimsby is just up there. And then you can see across the water there, that's Briar. It's a different island. You can see it's incredibly close. So it's low tide right now, so it looks even closer, but apparently in the spring there's this like super low tide, and the water is shallow enough that you can actually walk from here to there at low tide. Otherwise, I think it's usually like the deepest part is like 20 feet deep. So it's never very, very deep at all. And the kids from Briar, they actually come over here every morning to go to that school that I passed. So there's the dock right over there, and then this dock here. Look, like if somebody took a golf cart and then made it into like a minibus, that's what this would be. Pop my head in their little grocery mart, and it's more like organized and fancy than anything I've seen in this part of the country. It's like, reminds me of like beach town little mini mart in like Northern California or something. So by the time I put together a lunch from there, it'd probably be the same price as going to some sort of restaurant. So I'm gonna try the restaurant. Maybe I'll get an experience. Here's my experience. They are not open. They're open Tuesday to Saturday, and it's definitely Sunday. So, what to do? I can go to the store and get something, or I can walk back to that other place and get what is going to be a very expensive sandwich. So I ended up getting a pasty and cherry Coke from the shop. Easy. I'm gonna go sit on the beach and eat it. So here's my lunch spot of choice on the bench overlooking that. There's a seagull right over there. And several more in the sky. I could do without them, but what are you gonna do? Well, as far as pasties go, that was wildly disappointing. It's like dry and cold. So hopefully I can find another one before I leave that's better and leave with an upswing. So that's where we're off to next. There's at the top of this island some ruins and things. So yeah, there you go. Well, this became a little more treacherous. I've been on this path where clearly they've been clearing it, and then they just stop. So love that for me. Okay, I'm willing to try to that rock, and then if this doesn't go away, I'm peacing out. Apparently, there was a secret military naval base here in this area during World War II, and information like they'd sneak across the channel pretending to be like French fishing boats. So they'd like paint the boats to blend in with the water. And apparently the intelligence they gathered was what they based their D-Day landing information on. That's kind of cool. So much more foliage to walk than I went bargain for. So I met this older couple on the boat. Well, I met him on the boat, and they recommended that after I go to that, go up the hill and then just stay at the tops of the hills, because for foliage, like, it's so dense that you can't even see where you're stepping, which is kind of dangerous. So that's going to be the plan. Also, what's that little thing hanging up there? Random. Pretty sure this is what that couple was talking about with the path. Yeah, I'm not walking through that. So this is Cromwell's Castle. It was built by parliamentary forces during the Civil War after they captured the island from the Royalists in 1651. I just love that it's like opening times during any reasonable daylight hours, and states it would be from dawn until dusk. That's Briar. I kind of wish I went there because it does look really pretty, but I don't know. I like not having to worry about the time. It's like 1:30 right now, and I would have to be like at the dock ready to go at 2:30 if I were going over there. Well, I could have done that. Like, I don't feel like there's that much more that I'm going to do here. I'll probably leave on the 3:30 ferry, but I don't know. It's nice to not have to stress about rushing. So we have this little platform just like the other one, only this one has the old cannons on it. Some ships in the harbor, Briar, and out to sea. So I was gonna try to walk along there, but that's those people who are like, yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it. So I'm gonna go up there though. There's some ruins up there. And then we'll see where we get. Just walked inside the tower. Apparently the door used to be much further up, and then this would be, it would go down into kind of like basement levels. And then you can see those holes there, that used to be a wood floor. And let's go up. Oh, it's one of these staircases with the rope. Not surprised, but like, not mentally prepared. Okay, let's do this. Apparently the roof would have always been open like this, and those would have been where cannons went. That's where I came up. Now I'm up on the little lookout tower. Look how steep those stairs are. That's kind of cool. That is some 200-year-old graffiti. See this one here? It says something like Trement 1703. 53. The ruins of King Charles Castle, not current King Charles, I think the original one. It is basically the predate of the Cromwell castle down there. And so this is what it looks like from above. And it was like meant to protect New Grimsby, which is right over there in that little bay, from like invasion basically. And yeah, because this was like pretty sheltered except for this one channel. So this is a little guess of what the fort would have looked like when it was all put together. So that little room right there would have been there. And then you can see a little entryway here. Oh, hello, Mr. B. Which would have been this right here. So that would have been the big fireplace. And that's a bread oven. Isn't that cool? And then this would have been a big common area. And then the roof could have held like a sleeping loft. They're not 100% sure, but they think this is what it might have looked like around 1553. Little Mermaid Rock. I'm guessing this is the other side of that fern area. So I might just go that way instead. Yeah, it seems like there's like this band of ferns that is just super overgrown. There's one of the uninhabited islands. There's another. Apparently that one just randomly has a lighthouse on it. Interesting. And that in the distance is St. Martin. So I just chatted with some people who are going the opposite direction, and they said that there's just over this hill, that's where all the ferns are, and it's not fun. So I think I'm gonna give that a miss. You can actually see in the distance there, I think that's that first ruin I went to. So that would be Old Grimsby. So I think I'm gonna go up and over the middle section and then drop myself down into New Grimsby, or Old Grimsby. It's a miniature village made of shells. I love steps into the sea because then you can get your feet wet without getting sandy. And we're off. Back to St. Mary. Hopefully this scratch that. We're picking people up in Briar. Oh! Great. So that's the one little section of Tresco I didn't walk. And then the ferry dropped us off down there. St. Mary. Oh, Briar looks pretty cute. If I'm ever in this on the islands again, I'll have to come visit. Samson, one of the uninhabited islands that you can visit. I think I stumbled across like some sort of pride celebration. That's cool. I would just like to acknowledge that the police officer at the Pride celebration over there not only has pride flags painted on her face, but is like giving small children tours of the police car. And like, I'm here for this. This is the vibes. This is, yes. Well, the Pride Fest music is a little loud for me, so I decided to get pizza and beer. I'm eating it here with this water view, and that's probably going to be my night. So tomorrow hopefully the weather cooperates and I get to go explore St. Agnes, but keep your fingers crossed.